Hi, my name is Glenn Martin, Vice Principal at Manor School Sports College, and I'm going to talk to you about our discrete lesson of work, world and wellness. Of course, if you've got any further questions, please contact me on Twitter, which is on the screen, or contact me at my school, and I'm happy to help you in any way. What I want you to think about first is really about thinking about your curriculum, is about the why. The why in terms of your curriculum context, and why is it so important to your school? So for ourselves, work, world and wellness is absolutely crucial because we want to be thinking about how we're preparing students 5 years after they've left school. So 5 years after they've left school, we want students to be employable. So technology, changing in the work industry, changing with an evolving industry as well in terms of how things are enhancing and new roles being created. We want our students to be able to be adaptable and be able to move from any role where required. We want them to be able to contribute positively to society because we want them to be well-rounded global citizens and being role models. And we want students to be happy, healthy, and have active lifestyles so they can deal with any pressures or any situations that come their way, and they can deal and manage it really, really well. So what we did was, before we got to the discrete lessons, we reviewed our curriculum areas. So we looked at our curriculum maps and we identified how we could contribute to the core strand concepts of work, world and wellness. Because we wanted to create a cohesion, as we didn't want to miss any opportunities to really reinforce that holistic nature of work, world and wellness. So once we created the curriculum maps, we've got the curriculum maps in place of where we could cover work, world and wellness. It then allowed us then for our discrete lesson to see where we could cover any gaps what not made possibly covered, ensure we cover the Gatsby criteria, the health education, RSE, PSHE as well, but also it allowed us then to really start thinking about ask some really, really big questions to students to really start raising those aspirations as well. So firstly, everybody is a work, world and wellness teacher. So a member of staff will either be working in a work team, a world team, or a wellness team. And they become specialist members of staff within that. And it allows for cross-curricular opportunities where members of staff from different subjects come together. And it really enriches and enhances that offer even further. So for example, if a member of staff has previously worked in the business industry, and they've now moved into the classroom, they're able, if they're working in the work strand, be able to pull across some of their personal experiences they've gained through their journey, and that really helps the students with their understanding and concepts as well. It's a real big coherence from year 7 to year 13. So it's a building block all the way through. And it's also that realization of our why. So these lessons are really enable students to provide a coherent experience that builds from year 7 to year 13 and beyond as well. When we get to look at some of the big questions we ask, so at the start of every 6-week block, so a year 7 might start with work, 6 weeks of work, then world, then wellness. All the way through, there's a big question for each work, world and wellness lesson they start with, and they look through that all the time. So, for example, in a world topic, the big question will be, how do we create a better world? Could be in wellness, are my actions my responsibility? It could be in a work question, what does the future of the world of work look like? And there's some of the real big questions that students will think about to raise their thought process, develop that curiosity, but also start thinking about what's going to happen beyond 5 years after they left school with some of these key questions. To collate all this together, we used the idea from Vienna's school, where we created a 7-year journey, but using the roadmaps. So we have a work, world and wellness roadmap, which we share with the students, and all members of staff have this as well, and all parents have had these roadmaps as well to see the journey that their child will go through. And then in the middle of the roadmaps for each topic is the big question, and it's broken down into small segments then of the lessons as well to try and think and answer those big questions as well. So you can see there the journey that goes from year 7 through to year 13. We also have the opportunity then to really look within our work, well and wellness lessons, for example, some of the sustainable development goals. And the sustainable development goals are there to help achieve a better and sustainable future as well. And how it's important, and these are really important to get students to really be curious and have understanding about what these sustainable development goals are and why they're really important for their context as well. To bring together our work, well and wellness lessons and enhance it even further, we then have opportunities then to get local, regional, national, international speakers, both virtually and in the school, to talk to our young people, which links to our big questions, but also really develops that curiosity, that understanding, that about what the future is, and really raise their thought process as well. And this has been really, really good, and we've developed some really, really good partnerships, which has been crucial for ourselves. And really for myself is some of the final thoughts is for yourself and your curriculum, and when you're delivering your PSHE, some of the statutory requirements are, and how all that links in together is, how does your curriculum prepare students for when they leave school? Have you thought about your curriculum intent in relation to your school context, and how do you cover those statutory requirements as well? I hope you've enjoyed this brief presentation on our discrete lesson, and I'm happy to ask any further questions if you want to in the future. I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day, and thank you for listening to my presentation. Bye-bye.